Welcome everyone to the basement. Pull up a seat in your favorite easy chair, grab a glass of wine, sit back and enjoy the wonderful stories of Stanaway. It is Storytime with Stanaway. Tonight's story, we were processing, I was trying to think of what story should I tell today, and, oh son of a bitch, I fucked that up. I decided that I was going to share the story of how my wife met all of my friends. Because my friends are an odd bunch, as you guys that watch the channel regularly have probably figured out, or if you've listened to any of this. They are a very eclectic group, and as such, things can be very interesting. So, we'll start with, I believe Ross may have been the first person that she met.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Allison and I were at the original basement. I was still there. I'm that guy that lived in my parents' basement until I was in my mid-20s. I actually had moved out a couple of times. I had moved back there at this point. So, I'm living in the basement, and Allison came over, and we were watching a movie, I believe. So we're watching television, and I hear the garage door open, because that was one of my talents, was the ability to immediately note when the door on the garage had opened and somebody was coming inside. As such, how the hell am I going to do this? Oh, son of a gun. Anyway, we're sitting there, and I immediately, the first words out of my mouth are, "Oh God." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's one of my friends." And she's like, "So?" I'm like, "You'll understand momentarily." So, you hear down the steps. And into the room comes Ross. Now, Ross is interesting. Very interesting. So, Ross shows up, and the first words out of Ross's mouth are this: "Smells like cat food and ass in here. Who's having sex?" To which my now wife, at the time, my girlfriend, has an astonished look on her face. Which, whatever. Fine and dandy. It all worked out fine, so...
I like to think I had a small hand in your marriage.
But that is the kind of friends that I have. Smells like cat food and ass. Oh, son of a bitch. Smells like cat and food and ass in here. Who's having sex?
How did she meet Bill?
Well, we will continue that story with the next time I... Oh, fuck that up again. The next time my wife meets one of my friends. She'd met Ed prior to this. And she liked Ed and whatever, and she got along fine with Ross. She still does. However, we reach a point where we're having a cabin party, which I'm sure will be a topic of discussion here. Basically, our buddy Vince had a cabin. Well, his parents had a cabin on Dewey Lake. The topic of many an interesting story, but so I'm going to this party, and she wants to come. She tells her parents that whatever she's doing whatever she's doing, and I don't remember what excuse she used for what she was doing, but she makes up her little story and proceeds to come out to the cabin. Awesome. Great, we're going to have a good time. We always did it. Cabin parties were always interesting. So we get there, and we make the march down the hill, which the cabin was on a pretty steep hill, and required the walk down the hill to get to where the fire pit is, and where most of the exciting stuff occurred. You know, the good parts of the party. I fucked that up too. Whatever. God damn it. So we're walking down the hill, and all of my friends are there. We threw big blowers out there. We had some kegs. We were of age. So we walked down the hill, and as we come down the hill, fire's burning, kegs sitting next to the fire pit, you know, and it's a block of ice, and people are all over the place drinking beer, and the very bottom of the hill, the bottom of the steps, are Ross and Belleville, and they've got Richard. Richard was Ross's beer bong. And I walk down the hill, and Allison's a few steps behind me, and they just yell at me, beer bong, and I'm like, yeah, hey guys, how's this going? Because I know how this is. I know better. And I keep walking. And she comes down the steps, and the same statement is uttered. Beer bong. She goes, okay. Never had a beer bong before. That's how she met Belleville and the rest of my friends in a incredibly crazy drunken night at the cabin. So, yeah. There's my how my wife met my friends. She actually liked everybody. She got along great with Ross and Ed and Vince. Those were her favorite people, and Belleville later became one of her favorites. And yeah, now she gets along great with my friends. So, thank God for that. Otherwise, if my wife wasn't as open-minded and chillax as she is, this channel wouldn't occur, nor would, what the hell am I going to do here? Any of the other, god damn it. Any of the other interesting things that you see us do. So, props to my wife. She's a great lady. I love her very much, and I'm very blessed to have somebody who deals with my bullshit as much as she does, and it likes my friends too. So, another kind of short episode, but nonetheless, a little insight in the life of Stanaway. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you all the next time.